Welcome to the 5th episode of Auntie's Couch. We're so excited that you all are still watching and still participating and having fun with us on the couch. And so we have a really cool guest today. We have our first senior on the podcast, and I'm super, super excited. And I think that he's here. Yeah, you can come in. Yeah, it's okay. We're not going to bite you on the couch. Welcome.
I like it. Thank you.
How are you feeling today?
Good. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to have you. I'm excited that you're here with us on the couch. I know who you are, but you got to tell them who you are. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us your major, your involvement, hobbies, interests, all the things. Give us like the elevator spiel of who you are. Yeah.
So my name is Francisco Cáceres, or Franny, whichever you prefer. I'm a senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm double majoring in public relations and Spanish with a marketing minor. On campus, I'm a media school ambassador. I'm a student fellow on the programs team at the Alumni Association. So that's like doing a lot of programming with the homecoming parade. I've been the student director for the last 2 years, as well as things like mini university, which is a week of classes that older alumni can come back and take. So we just did our scheduling for that today, which was exciting. I'm also president of Student Athletic Board, which is our the spirit behind IU Athletics. So we run the student sections for all 24.
Yeah, and that's sports. A big deal. The president of SAA, at least for how many more weeks?
Probably like a month and a half.
But has been for a while, is a Hudson Holland scholar. So y'all are everywhere, which I love and I appreciate. Okay, I interrupted you. Keep going.
No, you're good. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm really interested in my hobbies. I love TV movies. My top few are probably like Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, Heated Rivalry recently.
Okay, so you're a Shonda Rhimes fan.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes,
Do you watch Bridgerton?
I need to. It's on my list. I haven't.
Listen, I'm maybe not yet a Bridgerton girl. I haven't decided yet, but I do know that Shonda did Bridgerton. So I was just curious because you mentioned the other two Shonda shows.
Yes, and I've seen The Residence, which was one of her other recent ones. It was like a shorter one of like a murder mystery in the White House. With Uzo. Yes.
I loved it. I'm so mad that Netflix did not pick up a second season.
I know.
Because I love a good, corny, but good, like murder mystery.
Yes.
So I love the Knives Out movies.
Yes.
And that's what it reminded me of a little bit.
Yeah,
from that.
But with the Shonda twist.
With the Shonda twist, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that. Okay. So TV is
big. And I'm also
jam.
big into like music, top artists. I mean, for sure, Beyonce.
Okay.
Followed by like Renee Rapp.
Okay.
Those are my top two at the moment.
Okay. So pop is your...
Yeah.
Do you like Dua Lipa?
Yes. My dad is actually a really big Dua Lipa fan, surprisingly.
Your dad and I would be friends. I love Dula Peep.
Yeah.
And if you know...
you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I do miss Wendy Williams too. That's...
Man. I don't think that was Wendy.
Wasn't it? Didn't she say Dula Peep?
Was it Wendy or it was Wendy? It was Wendy? Okay. Wendy said Dula Peep. Okay.
Yeah.
So who did Niecy Nash messed up Idina Menzel's name. Yes. That's what it was.
Yes.
What something Mazim, I don't know.
I don't remember.
Funny iconic moments, but okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I really love Dula. First off, I love give me a good traditional pop girl that's staying in her lane.
Yeah.
You're not doing too much. An up and come. Well, she's not really up and coming. She has a big following. Apparently, I'm just a little more seasoned. Y'all know I'm a millennial. But I know the few songs I've heard by what's her name, Zara Larsson.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a pop girl.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that
I like the
feels
niche.
like it's your genre.
Yes.
Maybe.
For sure.
It's pop for you. Sabrina Carpenter, thoughts?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I like I'm not like super, super big, but like every song of hers I listen, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm enjoying this.
I think she got snubbed at the Grammys.
She did. I honestly think it was to make up for the year before when she won Pop Vocal Album. Because like there was like Billie in that category, and her voice was just so like, when you're talking, I'm like very into like the little nitpicky.
No, I see. We've taken a really cool detour, so let's stay on this.
No, I love it. So like when we're talking about like vocal ability,
correct,
that just like, that's not like her strength. Not that she's a bad vocalist by any means, but like in that category. So I think it was a Grammy makeup.
Strong vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate her voice a little more than Billie Eilish.
Yeah,
probably a hot take. I'm sorry.
It's just it's different. It is
for
different.
Those listening or watching, because we can see the production team. Y'all cannot. I'm getting some glares, and they might all quit on me after that. I did not saying I don't like Billie Eilish's voice. I'm just saying, whatever. We can. I'm digging a hole. Digging a hole. Okay, so music is something that you're really into.
Yeah.
I also love music, TV. So tell me about how you started with Alumni Association. Like, how did that start for you?
So that was with Student Athletic Board. One of my committees when I was a sophomore was homecoming, and then part of that is being on the homecoming steering committee.
Yeah.
So they make all the events for the week. They help decide the theme, that kind of thing. And I was one of the like points of contact for that. So when a job opened up, because it's yearly, and then you just like you kind of stay in your role until you graduate. They reached out to me and they're like, hey, like you should apply for this role. And I actually applied for a different role at the Alumni Association than I applied for like stewardship and governance first. And then they were like, okay, we want to hire you, but not for that. We think you'd be better at this. And thank God, because I did not think I would have enjoyed the stewardship job as much.
But I mean, and you've been doing it now for
2 years now.
Okay.
So I started August of my junior year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then how long have you done Student Athletic Board?
Student Athletic Board, technically since I was a freshman. So
you started in the, what is it called? The freshman guard, something like that?
Yeah, Crimson Guard.
Crimson Guard. Sorry, guys.
Members.
Crimson.
No, it's a niche name because they're only ever referred to as like CGM. I feel like I only see like CGM. I never see like the full
Got it.
name.
Okay.
But my mom was a Student Athletic Board director when she went here.
Okay, so you're an IU legacy.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, she had like planted the seed, and then whenever she comes back for like tailgates and alumni stuff, we both wear our red coats.
Oh, that's pictures. Actually really cool. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Wow. Yeah. So I guess, so you said you're from Cincinnati. So mom was the influence for you to cross over. Yeah,
she's originally from Shelbyville, Indiana. So she's
okay. Okay.
She's an Indiana gal. And then she went to school here. She taught English in Mexico for a year, then came back to Indianapolis and was teaching English at Butler, I believe.
Okay.
And then that's when she met my dad. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so now you live in the 513.
Yes, the 513. I love it. But they just added...
I know my area codes, you guys.
They added another one. They ran out of 513 numbers.
You want to know the crazy thing? So I'm from Indianapolis, and that's 317 all day.
Right.
And they ran out of There's another Indiana. You have the new one? One of our production team members has the new area code. It's 317 forever, for life. So...
Dang.
It's all good. There's only so many numbers, so it's unavoidable.
But it's sad. I don't even know what the new Cincinnati one is.
Well, I'm holding on to my number that I've had for 20 years now, which makes me want to throw up a little bit in my mouth. But like, because I don't want to lose that I have a 317 number, So anyway, that's really cool. Okay, a little birdie told me a fun fact about you that you can legally perform marriages only in the state of Ohio.
Yes.
Please tell us more.
Okay, so it was first semester of freshman year of college, and I never had like a go-to fun fact for like the first day of class when you're like name, major, hometown fun fact. And I was like, okay, it came because I was in the library with my STEM friends.
Okay.
And then I was in like my first level like PR classes at the time.
Okay.
So I didn't have as much homework compared to them, but I was still in the library, and I was like, let me do this. So I got ordained online, and then I had to send like $10 to the Secretary of State in Ohio. So if I have a marriage certificate, I can perform marriages, but I've never been asked to, and I don't think I ever will.
I mean, you never know.
True. Maybe some
what
of my
life will
friends,
bring.
But yeah.
And that is... Scholars do amazing things and random things. Anyway, well, Francisco, we are so excited to have you on the show. And we've got a new game today. So we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to play a new game.
Awesome.
All right. All right. So this is another scholar submitted game. Y'all have been keeping the games closet stacked. So I appreciate the suggestions. We are going to bring some games back because we got a lot of requests for Would You Rather. We have a lot of requests for like Two Truths and a Lie, which we've already done. But we're trying to keep the engagement going with what y'all submit. So this is the first time though we're playing a game where I'm only facilitating the game and not really responding, but it's all about you, the guest today. So this is rapid fire, 21 questions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you've got to answer quick.
Okay. I'm ready.
The questions will get progressively more intense, I think. I'm doing, y'all know at this point, I do what the production team tells me to do. But so we're going to go through these really quickly. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
I don't know if there's going to be a clock or anything in editing. We'll figure it out, but we're just going to rapid fire do this. All right. Okay. Do you have any pets?
Yes, one. Do I talk about him?
No. What was your first job?
First job, I was a host at a Mexican restaurant.
Like hi, welcome to...
Yes.
Okay. What is your family holiday tradition that you love the most?
That I love the most? Oh my God. I think probably on New Year's Eve, which is my family's biggest holiday, my dad makes a big paella for everyone that comes, and we play the Saran Wrap ball game. Oh,
got it. Love it. If you had a useless superpower, what would it be?
Useless. Oh my God. I think that I would want to make like a meal appear in my hands because I'm a big foodie. I love food and I just want like food. And maybe that's not useless.
You can't join the Avengers by doing that, but you'll never be hungry. All right.
Yes.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh my God. Pitch Perfect. Yeah.
Let's be honest. All right. I love it. Okay. What's your favorite side of TikTok, Reddit, Twitter, etc.?
Oh my God. TikTok? Just all of it. I'm so chronically online.
You don't have like a niche like you love. This isn't rapid fire. Now I'm asking questions like I'm interviewing.
Like, yes. I'm trying to think because it changes
we'll come back
so
to you.
Quickly.
Okay.
Yes, I'll think.
Okay. What was your favorite thing to do at recess?
Favorite thing to do at recess? I loved playing house. Yes.
What's your favorite snack?
Favorite snack? The Trader Joe's chocolate covered pretzels.
Okay. What's your favorite holiday in general?
Probably New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve still. Okay. What is a red flag that you have and a green flag that you have?
About myself?
Yes.
Red flag, definitely I can be a little delusional sometimes.
Okay.
Green flag, I'd say I'm very passionate. I really like what I like and I will talk about it forever. It can sometimes turn into a red flag.
Okay. What is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Favorite conspiracy theory?
There's a lot circling these days.
I have my question marks about Helen Keller.
The millennial in me is dying slowly. Next question. What is one thing no one would guess about you?
No one would guess about me. I did Model UN in high school. I was very into Model
UN. I didn't know they still did that. That's amazing, by the way. I just didn't know that still happened.
But it was like not like what you would think of.
Right.
Like I would do, like my first committee that I did was Hunger Games. So it was all like, we were like President Snow's cabinet, but we were still like delegates. It was weird, but it was fun.
I do want to come back to that. We still have to rapid fire. Okay. What advice would you give your first grade self?
My first grade self? Have fun and take soccer a little bit more seriously than I did at the time.
First grade, Brandon, you did not play soccer well enough, and so now he got to go to college. So I don't know. All right. How do you like to wind down from the day?
Scroll on my phone. I love TikTok. Or sometimes I'll read, but a lot of times I like to be on my phone.
Reading is fundamental, and while TikTok can be fun, literacy matters.
Literacy does matter.
Read a book. I love you. All right. What are you passionate about?
Everything. Sports, Beyonce, and food.
The big three.
The big three.
Big three. Okay. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Best compliment I've ever received? Probably my smile.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever someone says I have a nice smile.
All right, if you had to make, oh my God, this is horrible. I'm sorry. Y'all know I get stuff on the fly. Okay. If you had to make one species extinct, what would you choose?
Mosquitoes.
Okay, fair.
They're the deadliest like animal on the planet, and they like don't do anything positive. They have like a net neutral, which is rare for an animal.
That's true. You're right.
And they're annoying.
Very.
Yeah.
But they did save the world on Lilo and Stitch. All right.
Yeah.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yes.
Okay. If money wasn't a problem, what would you be doing right now?
If money wasn't a problem, I feel like I would try to be like an influencer or something. That seems fun. Or like have, I don't know, like a podcast.
You said you love TikTok, so I'm actually not surprised by that. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Because you wouldn't be worried about views at that point, right?
Exactly. I would just be like having fun.
Exactly. All right. What would be your first question if you were frozen for 100 years?
If I was frozen for 100 years. I think it's because I'm looking at her book, but like, what was Act 3?
Oh, okay.
But
which, as of today, March 6th, we still don't know. But yeah.
Wait, March 6th was supposed to be a date for something. No, it was supposed to be a date for Beyonce, I think.
That was March 26th.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay. Counting down. We have 20 days.
I used to be hardcore. I'm more casual now, but I used to be very hardcore. So that's 21 questions.
Okay.
Rapid fire. You can breathe. But y'all know me. I'm going to circle back. So I'm going to go back through my pile because I did want to give you a chance to kind of like explain yourself. So to speak. Okay. So you said... we missed a question, by the way. That's on me. So we'll come back to that. It was stuck to another one. I just saw it. Now I'm forgetting. Well, let's just answer the question that I clearly forgot. And then if you want to go back and answer, we'll do it that way. Because I don't know why I forgot. It's hot in here, just in case y'all didn't know that. You can't tell if you're listening. You certainly can't tell if you're watching. Maybe you can, I don't know, but it's hot in here. All right. The question I missed, that I apologize, but you can take your time since the game's kind of over. But what's something you think everyone should experience? Everyone should experience.
If they have the ability to, I would say travel, like global travel, like to expand your like cultural knowledge. I think it's really
Got it. Okay. Are there any answers you want to further explain?
Now I'm like forgetting all of them. I feel like they all blended together.
That's fine.
I guess I can talk about Model UN more too. That was one that you flagged.
That was it. Okay.
That was...
It's gonna come back to us. Okay. Yeah.
It was very fun. It was really random. So it was a soccer teammate of mine that he was starting the club at our school with his sister. And he was like, oh, you should do this. It would be fun. And then I saw that they were like, because basically how it works is like, at least in like Cincinnati in my area, was like you would get a committee and then it would be like just a day-long conference of like you being like a delegate. So it's almost like role-playing in a way, but like much more like formal.
Yeah.
But like it was so fun. And it was like, I would always do the crisis ones. So like you could send like notes up to the front and be like, there were a lot of like assassination attempts that would happen and stuff. Because like, I mean, we were all high schoolers.
It's Model UN, guys. They're making up the scenarios on the fly.
Exactly. And I did like Hunger Games. I did a Stranger Things one, despite never having seen Stranger Things. I like ranked it really low and I ended up like still getting it. So like that was a challenge, but it was fun. The one serious one I did was, it was 9/12/2001. So it was like rebuilding the country and stuff. And I was the transportation secretary. And then I became president at the end of it, which was fun because like we just derailed it every time.
Well, let me tell you, that's not what happened in real life. For those of me who were there, and any older viewers we have, but I know it's mostly students. Thank you for sharing that. I know I said I wasn't going to answer a question, but I do have one question I do want to answer because it's a pet peeve of mine actually.
Yeah.
So what is something I think everyone should experience? I think everyone should experience at some point in their life for at least 2 months working in food service.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like if everyone had a moment to like be behind the counter, we would have much better experiences year round.
Yeah.
I just gotta get that out of my system.
No, I did. After I was a host, I was a server at the same restaurant. And it's like, I mean, people would yell at me for things that I was like, I have.
You have no control over.
Zero.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Be nice to your servers. Be nice to your food staff. And that concludes Rapid Fire 21 questions. So we'll take a little break and then we're going to do Show and Tell. All right. So we have reached what's becoming one of my more favorite parts of the show is Show and Tell, because I'm learning a lot about students and their experiences, their interests, their hobbies. So please tell us what you brought today for your Show and Tell.
Okay. So I have a Ilya Rosanov hockey jersey from like a Timu-esque platform. My best friend and I went to a heated rival rave, which is basically just like a dance party where they play a bunch of the edits from the show and like a bunch of like music in the vein. Yeah. So we got matching jerseys for that.
Okay.
And I guess I brought it too to talk about we've talked about my love for like TV and stuff, but I actually gave in my honors capstone class for one of my other scholarship programs. I gave like a 60-minute presentation on heated rivalry, but like a lens through the media and like how like what the show is saying about like certain subgroups and that kind of thing, which was really fun. And I kind of like it to like remind ourselves that like academics don't always have to be like boring. Like we can bring fun stuff into the classroom to like help advance like learning about that stuff too, but also just like a great show. And I love it.
I think that's honestly, I mean, we're in episode 5, right? So if you've been following this long, you know, every student has brought something super cool for Show and Tell. We've got some cool stories, but I do think what hopefully you all that are listening and watching are seeing is that IU can be your adventure in multiple ways. And it doesn't have to be this stuffy, boring thing. Like, yes, you got to maintain your 3.0, right? To keep like, we know that, right? And all the other things that we have you to do in our program. But, you know, college can be a cool experience if you let it. And I've been privileged to learn from you and other scholars about the cool stuff that you do. So is this your favorite character from the show? I don't watch Heated Rivalry, y'all, so I'm learning through Francisco right now. But, yeah.
I'm trying to think. He probably is my favorite character, I'd say. Okay. They're the two main characters are Ilya and Shane. Okay. So that my friend has the Shane jersey and then I have the Ilya jersey. Okay. Because I think Ilya is more attractive than Shane and she thinks Shane is more attractive than Ilya. So we like kind of like we're wearing our boyfriend's jerseys.
Is this like a Jacob Edward type thing? Like
no, because there's not.
No, they're not friends. Wait, no, never mind. That was dumb. That was a dumb question. You're right.
That's like it's
I don't
weird
know. McSteen and McDreamy? No,
because there's not like a love triangle.
Own thing.
There's not like another option.
I'm trying to relate, and it's because I've not watched the show.
It's only 6 episodes, so like you can get through it. I know,
quickly, but Auntie don't really like a lot of spicy TV. We talk about this behind the scenes, but if y'all like it, I love it. If it's helping you, it won some awards. I saw.
Yeah, it's
very
well done, but it's also like it's not everyone's cup of tea.
That's fair. Yeah. But I think one thing I'm learning as I get older, I guess, is sometimes I'm not the intended audience for something, but it doesn't mean that it's like throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like
have you heard of the bean soup theory on TikTok?
No. So new lore. Well, I love TikTok, so enlighten me.
So it's basically like it's this thing like exactly what you're saying. Like sometimes you're not the intended audience, and that's okay. Like it's an example of. The case study is a really strong word because it's TikTok. But someone will post a recipe for bean soup and like all the ingredients are beans and the top comment will be, okay, but I don't like beans. Like what about now? Like what about me? And like
and this is not
that's not for you. Like there's not always going to be a thing for you.
This has come up in other spaces too. I'm on Blue Sky. That's probably the only thing I'm really on worth anything right now. And people are like, so they didn't call it bean soup, but it was like something about like waffles. And so like, I like waffles. Well, I don't like waffles. And what about? And it's like, okay, you didn't have to engage with this post like about it. So
like you can,
it's a similar, like you keep scrolling, like if you don't like something, block, delete. But no, I think like with a lot of like TV and movies and things like that, like sometimes when instead of just immediately jumping to a criticism or I don't like something, I'm realizing now like, oh, I'm just not the intended audience. And so do I not like it because it's bad? Which sometimes that's true,
Yeah.
right? Like, or do I not like it because I'm not the person that this thing is trying to reach? Which I think will help with, and I tease with the production team a lot, but it's a real genuine thing that is important for me is literacy and media literacy. Reading is fundamental. Literacy, we're in a literacy crisis right now. And so like read books or listen to them, and audiobooks is reading. Don't let anyone tell you different. You also do not finish a book if you're really not into it. But it's sometimes when we are consuming art, when we are with bodies of work and realizing that, okay, I need to sit with what's bothering me about this instead of just jumping into critique.
Yeah.
Which I think is, we do it for likes, we do it for views, people do it to whatever. But I think that drives us further apart when we're not just taking a moment and sitting with the why that makes us something uncomfortable. And then being okay to just say, that's just not a journey I'm on,
Yeah. And you don't have to like hate on something. Like even if you're like, oh, that is okay, this is also going to be a hot take.
We love hot takes on this couch, as y'all have figured out by now.
I'm not a Love Island fan. It doesn't speak to me. And like, I think that it's like bad television, but I can see the appeal. Like I know why people enjoy it, and I'm not going to like be out here saying like, oh, this is horrible. Like for me, like if you ask my opinions on the show, I would tell you, but like, I'm not going to put it out there just to like yuck someone else's yum.
Yes. Being a contrarian for fun is not going to get you friends, y'all. It's not going to keep you friends anyway.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for showing us your, I almost said, no, it's not Temu. What'd you say?
It's AliExpress. I said Temu-esque, like Temu.
Oh, okay. I was like, where did I get Temu from?
Yeah, I never heard of AliExpress.
Thank you for showing us your AliExpress purchased jersey. And participating in show and tell.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So we've reached sofa sessions where, why can't I remember? Oh yeah, it's advice time. So, our lovely scholar cousin on the couch has a question. So do you want me to read your question, or do you want to ask it in real time?
I guess I can ask it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll ask it in real time. So I'm curious to hear your advice on, obviously I'm a senior, so like applying for jobs, all that good stuff.
Godspeed.
Yes. I'm curious, what's your advice on like, what should we be willing to compromise on, and what should we not be willing to compromise on when we're looking for like a first job or even like an internship or something?
Well, we're diving right into the deep end for this question. It's a good question. It's a great question, actually. So I think let me go back a little bit. I delayed my job search by going to grad school, but not intentionally so. I knew I wanted to go to grad school, so I knew I'd have a little time. So I come from the lens of searching after grad school, so I didn't have to do after my bachelor's. Yeah. I worked at Pizza, but like, that wasn't, anyway. But I think that the principles that I learned still are relevant and still matter. The first thing I would say is you need to know what your values are in general. You can't even think about what to compromise on or what not to do or whatever. You need to sit with yourself and write your values down, and then sit with those values and say, okay, do I actually live these out? I say that I value family, right? But what does that actually look like in my day-to-day life? And then from your values, you need to decide on your non-negotiables and your boundaries. Okay. We can't talk about any type of moving, what we think to get a job or all that. I said that weird, but without you knowing at the very least, this is the thing that's not changing, that's not moving. It can be something super serious, or it can be something not as, life or death. For example, you may want to do a national job search. So you don't care where you end up. You just trying to get paid, trying to get a job, right? Or based on your needs your relationships with family, friends, a partner, what have you, you may be location bound, right? So if you're location bound, what's the furthest radius, right? And your furthest should be your compromise. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I want to be max 3 hours away, I'm going to concentrate on my 2 hour radius. When that 2 hour is not maybe panning out the way I want, I'm willing to flex to 3.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's like if you all ever get to a point where you want to buy a house, which a lot of Gen Z and millennials, we can't do that. But let's pretend for a moment. You'll have your top budget, but you don't start from your top when you're negotiating, right? You want to get the price down because you want to save as much money on the other side with your mortgage by not starting. Like if you're, your 350 is your max and you're like 350, like you don't have any wiggle room for a lot of other things, right? So like know where your stretch pieces are. Is PTO important to you? Does PTO for you, you want to be able to be flexible, or, does set PTO matter? There's some companies that have all kinds of PTO policies, right? Be wary of a company. This is just Auntie advice that you didn't ask for. Beware of companies and institutions with unlimited PTO because their work culture is probably very toxic. Oh. They'll pressure you, right? Well, why are you taking PTO? Like it's a reverse psychology for you to like keep working. And so are there exceptions to my rule? Yes. But y'all, now we know how old I am at this point. I got to repeat it. But listen to what I'm saying. And so, insurance, like benefits are important. What's included? What do you need? Now, everybody's field is different. So like, I can't speak to like what you should think about from a media or PR perspective because I'm in higher education, right? So I kind of know what those are. Yeah. But, do you need to be in a working environment that is holding fast to a mission, right? What's the work culture? What do you need to be successful? Those are things I think that you can have some wiggle room, right? The things that you shouldn't ever compromise on, ever, is your integrity. It's your integrity is the one thing that you should never compromise on. When a job is asking you to compromise your integrity, you really need to start thinking about an exit strategy. Yeah. Another thing that you should not compromise on are hard boundaries. I think Gen Z is actually very good at this and very good at boundaries. If my job tells me I get off at 5, I'm off at 5. That's me. I'm not doing emails after hours. I'm not doing so. When you're asking questions in interviews, what is the work culture like? Is after hours work expected, right? Start asking those questions and see how, because they'll give you an answer, but sometimes what are they not saying, right? Yeah. When you're in the job search, you are interviewing that place just as much as they're interviewing you. Don't just take the first offer that comes. If you're in the very beginning of a job search, it doesn't mean that you won't eventually take that, but you need to ask a lot of questions. Know what you're walking into. Beware of fluffy language that actually indicates a toxic work environment, right? We're like a family here. They expect a lot from you, right? And so there's plenty of, content out there that you can look up about this type of stuff. I'm not saying anything. I don't think that's not readily available. But I think one of the things that we don't often discuss, right, is like, what is your moral compass? Because when a job begins to rub with your moral compass, that can cause a lot of internal identity crisis. Yeah. Right? When you're in a job and you start in your values and you're like, okay, this checks off all my boxes. I'm able to see my family. I'm setting a good work life harmony. I'm doing all these things, but now they're starting to be a little funny And like, what do I do with that? Right. So a big example that I can think of is that I don't really know anybody personally. I could just imagine that this could have been the case for some people when Google openly took not being evil, like out of their like company, like policy. Yeah. Y'all remember that? And like, I'd imagine there were probably people working there like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean? Like, so y'all want to be evil now? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, there's little things that you may be, you know, in a firm, a space where you're just like, this is not what I signed up for. And then like, always have an exit strategy. I don't mean that you just hop from job to job to job to job to job. That's not what I'm saying. You do need to build up a little bit of rapport for your career. You can't be the person that's known to just leave, because eventually you'll stop getting hired. Like, that's just how that works, right? But if a job gets to a place where if like your livelihood is like solely dependent on it, then they'll have too much power over you. That's easier said than done. We live in a capitalistic society. Yeah. You know, money makes things go around. Things are very expensive. So I understand those things. But just having that in the back of your mind that, okay, maybe your first job or your second job even, I need this to just, you know, start saving some money, paying off some debt, you know, whatever the case may be. But a goal in your career is to get to a place where you have an exit strategy if things go savory. Because a lot of companies, a lot of institutions, they're not people. People work within them, but they're not people. A company can't love you. Yeah. An institution can't love you, right? And so I think that when you're thinking about, okay, navigating this job search, what do I compromise on? What do I not compromise on? I think you just need to have a strong sense, as best you can, a sense of self, a sense of what you need to be realistic. Okay. Everybody not going to let you bring your dog to work. Okay. Like that maybe isn't, you know, the most realistic expectation. But you know, like whatever policies, so working in higher ed is actually really cool sometimes because a lot of institutions are public. So a lot of their policies are online. Yeah. Right. So like I could go to a school that even IU, like you can look up benefits information, you can look up stuff. So when you're working for like a public space, things are publicly available that you can look up. And so I think it's about really just knowing where just the streets you're not going to cross, because then you'll be able to pick up like, okay, I don't like the energy that these people are giving me in this interview. Right. You know, also these jobs out here that are doing 7 and 8 rounds of interview, you know, that's labor. Yeah. Right. Like, so thinking about all of those things and how they align with you. But I really think you have to start with, what are your personal values? What are your boundaries and your non-negotiables? That will help you then decide, okay, I can flex here. I can flex here. I can't flex here. So I know that was a roundabout way of saying all that, but that's what I would give you to take away from that. But I wish you the best.
Thank you.
In your job search. I know.
Thanks.
Graduation's around the corner.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's getting there. But you got it.
Yes. It'll be good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to your fridge-worthy moments, which I'm excited about. Yeah. All right. So we've reached fridge-worthy moments, and I'm super excited. And I have to tell a quick little personal story before we get into fridge-worthy moments, because this scholar on this couch is actually very special to me. And their fridge-worthy moment is connected to something that I hold dear as a Hudson Holland scholar and also an alumna, and being the director here. My very first year being director, the senior recognition awards, which is like the top of the top senior awards you can get when you graduate from IU. Out of 40 awards that were given, my first year, Hudson Holland had 10 out of 40, including the highest award. And that was just a point of pride for me because not that I was taking those students accomplishments and achievements as my own. But it was just heartwarming to see like that scholars were being recognized in some of the highest places on this campus. And so I am excited that your fridge-worthy moment is that you just won the K.H. Miller, right?
Yes.
That's it. Senior Award. So talk to me about that experience. Tell your scholar friends about it. I'm just excited.
Yeah. So it's a fun process, I would say, because you get nominated by someone. So in my case, I was nominated by my boss at the Alumni Association. And then you go through an application process. So you have to do the whole like resume. You have to get the 3 letters of recommendation and write some essays about your experience, student life, IU, all of the things. And then you go through and you could be invited. So the top 12 seniors, I believe, are invited for an interview process. And then that's how they determine the top few awards are the Wells, the Star, the Miller, and then the Student Employee Award.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I just finished that process up. I think over winter break was when I did the application, and then interviews were in January and late January, early February maybe. And then we just got announced last week, and there's a brunch ceremony in like a month or two. Yeah. So it's very, very exciting. I'm very grateful.
Yeah. And so I've been to the Senior Recognition Awards brunch, and it is a big deal. I mean, it's a fancy meal in the IMU, and like upper campus leadership is there. A lot of people elect to bring their parents or family members down, but it is a really, really prestigious space. Does your mom know yet? How does she feel? Because you mentioned, so he's a IU legacy, so I'm just curious how mom feels about this.
Yeah, she was really excited, really happy. Both of my parents are coming up from Cincinnati for the brunch. It works out because our end of year presentations for IUAA, where we like talk about all the things we did over the course of the year or the day before. Yeah. So they're just going to come and hang out with me for 2 days. But yeah, they were both very excited, very proud, all the things.
I love it. Well, we're proud of you and Hudson and Holland, and I'm excited for you, and just you've had this really cool journey from the time you've been a first year, and especially with SAA and Student Athletic Board, which is a super competitive place to be, y'all. So the fact that the president of SAB is sitting here, I feel extra special, right? That he's a part of our scholarship program. So thank you so much for sharing your fridge-worthy moment.
Yes.
And then, of course, the obvious fridge-worthy moment is that you are class of 2026. You are graduating in May.
Yes.
Does it feel real yet?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like it's time. Like, I feel like I've been here forever, but I also feel like I just got here. Yeah. So it's so strange because obviously I've been like very involved in campus. So like my time has flown, but also I just feel like, I don't know. I mean, I love this university. I love this place. So I feel like, I don't know. I'm not like ready to leave, but also I know it's my time, if that makes sense.
What's one thing you're going to miss?
Oh God. I think the community here and like all my friends like being in the same space, and I can be like, oh, like, do you want to go for like a walk today, or let's grab dinner? And it'll be so much easier than like, I mean, a lot of us will still be like close by or still in the same cities or whatever, but it won't be the same as like all of us like being in the same spot. So I think that's probably what I'll miss most.
College is a special time. Yeah. So Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing your fridge-worthy moments. Congratulations again on the Kate Miller Award, and also just ahead. I know I will see you at least a couple times before May, especially at our senior celebration in April. So plug to the seniors watching. But just congratulations.
Thanks.
You're going to join me in the alumni club here pretty soon.
Yes, I'm excited. But technically at IU, you're classified as an alum when you finish your first college class.
Really?
Yeah, because we talk a lot about like...
I learned something new today. Okay.
We talk about like barriers and stuff to people like being in the alumni community. So obviously if like people have to like take another job or like or they're not able to finish their degree, we talk about like contacting our alumni who haven't graduated yet. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the things I like to say. It's like, you're all part of the alumni association. Oh, well, it's fun.
Well, I love that. Well, you'll be a part of the degree club. Then of that, but that's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite little tidbits.
No, I think that's inclusive. It's something I didn't, and I've been at this school for affiliated with this school for a long periodically time. So, okay, that's cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
Of course.
All right. Oh, we're getting towards the end. All right. So we've reached the last part of the episode. I know. And today's Water the Plants is going to be a little unconventional. So I am definitely going to give you time to, talk to your fellow scholars and give some advice and all the things. Yeah. But I want to take a little bit of a moment and to water you because this has been probably one of the hardest years I've had professionally with just, what's been going on in the world, right? I don't need to get into specifics about that. But there have been 2 specific times that you have reached out to me and did not know that I was struggling. And I needed that moment. The first was when this past new student induction, when you ran into me in the parking lot, and I was like, well, you didn't know. I was in the parking lot and something was going on. And I was talking to a friend of mine and she was helping me work through it. And before you walked up, I was like bawling my eyes out. He did not know that. And he just came up and, you just started talking about how much you appreciate being a part of Hudson Holland. And you have no idea what that meant to me. And then you recently sent me an email and that was actually one of my hardest days this academic year. And you didn't know that. You were just sending an email. And it's in those moments where when things like that happen, I'm just reminded of how grateful I am to my creator to be in this space. And so I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for just being yourself and pouring into me because you have been a reminder not to give up. And so I just wanted to water you in this moment and say thank you for that because when we were talking about we need a senior on the show, I immediately was like, Francisco, because I know that you've done so many things and you've already shared that with us. And I'm super excited. Please don't lose touch with us.
No, absolutely not.
When you graduate, but I just want you to know that your impact is so far beyond what you might know. And so just thank you for that.
I appreciate that.
And so now I will I usually don't say anything during this part, but Water the Plants is you taking time as a scholar to, talk about your Hudson Holland experience and encourage your fellow Hudson Holland scholars and whatever advice or words of encouragement that you have. And so I'm going to scoot over as best I can on this side and let you share with your scholar friends, your scholar cousins. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like you said, this program has meant so much to me. Actually, last night, it was one of my friend's birthday who I met in our first semester Foundations of Undergraduate Success. In our small group that we got broken into on the Thursday session, I met 2 of my best friends, Carson and Maria, and we still get lunch almost weekly. We hang out all the time, and we are only friends because of this program.
Carson, homecoming court, Carson?
Yes. Carson Johnson, reigning homecoming king. And I think the last 4 homecoming royalty members have all been Hudson Holland. Because the 2 this year, and then I was homecoming king last year, and then Rachel Curry.
Yes.
Yeah, so at least the last 4 have all been Hudson Holland scholars.
Shout out to Hudson Holland.
Shout out. But also, it's the reason I was able to come here because my older cousin, he was a Hudson Holland scholar at IU. And then that's how we heard about the program. And my mom was like, okay, the deal is we can afford to send you to IU if you get Hudson Holland.
Yeah.
So the program's meant a lot to me. If I had to give advice to the younger scholars, I would say, or actually any scholar, authenticity, I think, is really big. It's something that I'm really big on. I mean, I mentioned it earlier, but I feel a lot of times, professionally, academically, even socially, we can kind of force ourselves into a box of okay, well, I have to be buttoned up here. I have to a lot of the code switching too. I can't be my truest authentic self at work, and I have to separate. And obviously there are levels, and you should be professional in the office,
of course.
But I think the most important thing of staying connected to who you are as a person, and also making the best impact, and also enjoying life the most is just being authentic to who you are as a person. So to give an example, when I was interviewing for the internship I had last summer, it was a social media and public relations job. And in my interview, the woman that would become my boss, she asked me, she was like, oh, like, how do you stay up to date with like social trends? Like, how are you gonna, and I told her like verbatim, I said, I'm chronically online. I'm on my phone. And then I think that just kind of loosened up the interview and like showed personality. And like, if you are your like truest, authentic self in those moments, I feel like you're not going to be stuck in a situation. Because if the work environment there was like, oh, like, we don't want that, we don't need that here, like, and I had said like a different answer, I may have ended up in a situation that I didn't want to be, like, to your point about like knowing your values, knowing who you are. And then even just like socially, and like when you're academic, I talked about, I gave a heated rivalry presentation. I was able to like make it my own and relate it to the class. But I think just the moments in my life that I felt that I've gotten like the most like pride out of, or had the most fun doing, or like felt the most accomplished, were just moments that I was like just being true to myself. And I know it's like kind of a cliche, but I think
it's real though.
Yeah.
I think now, especially in the world of social media and other things, like being yourself, not a curated version, but just you, is important. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, that concludes the 5th episode. Can you believe we're already at 5 episodes of Auntie's Couch? Always a shout out to my amazing production team who I love these ladies, and I'm trying to figure out how I can like adopt them. So they're wonderful. But shout out to Hudson and Holland Scholars. Again, if you all want behind the scenes information, all the things, please follow us at aunties.couch. And our YouTube page is public. So definitely give us a subscribe and a like, all the things that YouTubers say, because I'm not a YouTuber. We're just using YouTube as our platform. But you all know what to do by now on that space. And shout out to the class of 2026. I'm super duper proud of you. And now I sound like Barney, the magic dinosaur. But I genuinely am. Can't wait to celebrate you all at senior celebration in April. Yeah, I will say to the folks in the room, we're recording this on the super warm day in the beginning of March, because I don't know when this episode's going to come out. So hoping that y'all enjoyed it, and hoping that you enjoy it today. But yeah, see y'all next time.